What's going on, everyone? Talen here, and welcome to another Marvel Future Fight video. Alright, so we are going to be doing another kind of ranking video today, and it's not going to be a top 10 video. It is actually going to be a top 5 for Awakening characters. So this is going to be the top 5 Awakening characters in my opinion, and just like in the other videos, if these are just my opinions, but these 5 characters kind of stand out, so there's probably not going to be much room for questions here and these picks, because yeah, they're pretty much just god tier in terms of what they can do in the game right now. So all 5 of these characters are amazing, and the reason that I'm not doing a top 10 is because I actually struggled to find 10 Awakening characters that I would actually recommend people to, awaken or use their resources or invest their resources in. So I'm just going to stick to a top 5 here, because I think if I had to really push it, there'd probably be 8 characters that I would say are really worth your resources. But besides those 8 characters, it's best to just wait for the latest and greatest Awakening character to come out, and they're probably going to be better than any of the other ones that I would mention here. So it's just going to be a top 5 list, and they're not going to be in any particular order. So number 1 doesn't mean that's the best Awakening character in the game. It's just how I favorited them. But there are some clear differences between the characters, even in top 5 here. So let's go ahead and hop into number 1. All right, number 1 on the list here is going to be Beta Ray Bill, and so not really that much to be said about Beta Ray Bill. He is just an amazing character. His awakening skill does insane damage. He does insane damage even with his other skills. He can clear null very easily, even with an obelisk. My Beta Ray Bill right now with this current build and a 140 regular obelisk damage proc here can clear null stage 1. Yes, as the sole, and I should make that clear, he is the sole damage dealer. So I'm not switching to other characters to help do some DPS. It's just Beta Ray Bill, and he's able to clear stage 1 of null with a 140 damage proc. So just insane damage. He can one-shot World Boss Ultimate, so even up to stage 99 he can pretty much one shot. So yeah, he's just an amazing awakening skill character that doesn't even need to have a CTP to do insane damage. So you can just use a regular damage proc on him, and he performs very, very well. So that's why Beta Ray Bill is making it onto the list here. So let's move on to number 2. Number 2 is going to be Mystique. Again, all of these characters are pretty much going to be no-brainers. All the Awakening characters on this list here, you should be like, yes, they are insane characters and definitely worth your materials. And Mystique here has the added benefit of being a very strong standalone character and a very good support character, and the only support character currently, or the best support character currently that we can use against Null, because I guess technically Cyclops and Storm are support characters with their passives for increasing elemental damage and then increasing energy damage. And Medusa works just for Inhumans, so if you have Black Bolt, then yes, she can be a support character, but besides that, I mean, Medusa is the one that just works for everybody. So that's why she is the best support character if you're still gonna, or if you're doing Null for most of your world boss clears, because of, the better rewards there. So yeah, that's or those are the reasons why Mystique makes this list here. But again, she just does really solid damage on her own, not necessarily against Null. So her as the sole damage dealer isn't really a viable option against Null. But in World Boss Ultimate, because she has that massive, was it 70? Yeah, minus 70% all defense down here. If you give her a debuff lead, then just like Deadpool and just like those other characters, she will melt through World Boss Ultimate because of that 98% all defense down, I believe she gets, or 90, yeah, it should be 98%. So yeah, just a very, very strong character, and really worth the investment, just because you can use her in so many different areas. So let's go ahead and move on to number 3. Number 3 is going to be Moon Knight. So Moon Knight here is, again, just an amazing character in terms of damage. He's not really going to be a support character, but you don't need him to be a support character because he can be your sole DPS. He can clear null. He can do insanely high stages of World Boss Ultimate. So Moon Knight, again, just another character that just has the damage. So that's why he makes it on the list here. He's got good survivability with the heal that he has on the 5th skill, so he can heal back up to full pretty easily. and he is pretty friendly to use in terms of using just a regular obelisk here. CTP of energy, of course, is recommended, or CTP of rage, depending on how crazy you want to get with Moon Knight and what you want to use him in. But yeah, he can clear null pretty easily depending on what obelisk you have on right now. I have very low physical damage on my cards, so I am struggling a little bit to get my Moon Knight to clear stage 1 of null. I'm still in the process of actually making that happen. It does seem like he has the damage. I'm just not playing well enough right now. So yeah, with an obelisk, I think he can still clear null. But maybe I might need a CTP of energy on him. We'll find out. I still need to play around a little bit with him, and I think, yeah, I've already got his uniform to Mythic. But yeah, Moon Knight, again, just a phenomenal awakening character. Has the raw DPS, can do stage 99 of Proxima. So yeah, another very good candidate for your materials here. So let's move on to number 4. Number 4 is going to be Medusa. A very strong character here, and she's got quite a few benefits for her. She's a really strong leadership for universal types, so you can use her in null as a leadership for Odin if you want, or you can do a leadership for herself for Black Bolt. Of course, she supports for Black Bolt as well because she has the support passive for Inhumans. So if we get any Inhumans in the future as well, that's either another Awakening character or a tier 3 that might be strong against null, then Medusa is going to be your go-to for the support there. So she has that going for her, and she just does really good damage on her own. Very solid damage. Her awakening skill hits really hard. She can one-shot up to stage like 90s for Proxima. She just does insane damage. That's with the all defense down strikers though, so you will need to use weapon hex for that. So it is going to be the striker combo and then using your awakening skill. But yeah, she's a very good character, has great survivability, solid damage. I haven't yet been able to do much work in null with her as the soul damage dealer. She does good, but not enough to clear null. I do just have a regular obelisk on her, so I might have to upgrade her to a CTP if I'm going to get her to clear null. But as it is right now with my build on her, and again, my low physical attack, she's not able to clear null, and it doesn't look like she would be able to based on the damage that I've been seeing for my current build. But I think that she has potential to be able to clear null, but you need to put some investment in here. But overall, she's just a very solid awakening character, and that's why she makes it onto the list here. Now we're moving on to the final character of the list, number 5. Number 5 is going to be Moonstone, and she's one that I do not have awakened yet. I'm very close, as you can see here. I just need to get those last few awakening crystals, right? Yeah, awakening crystals. So I just need to get a few more of those and then she'll be awakened. But I've seen enough videos and evidence of how powerful she is. She can clear a null very easily. She has insane damage output, but she can even do insane damage without her awakening skill or without being transcended. Just a level 70 Moonstone can just put in some insane work in World Boss Ultimate. But of course, you will have to awaken and transcend her to be able to use her in null. But once you do, she can clear null very easily, or well, at least in terms of the DPS. Keeping her alive might be another issue, but her DPS is more than enough. So that's why she's making the list, because I think she might be. She's in contestants for top 3 in the entire game for damage output. So her damage output is just insane. So I can't wait to get her transcended and try her out against null myself. I'm not really sure what I'm going to put on her yet. I have 1 CTP of energy left, so I might give that to her. I think it looks like she's going to be a good candidate for that CTP of energy, but I might try out with a regular damage proc before I do that just to see if she can perform or fill the role that I want her to fill with a regular damage proc. So we'll see about that. But yeah, Moonstone is going to be rounding out the list here. Again, no particular order, so I'm not saying that Moonstone is the worst of these 5 characters that are listed, but yeah, she just happened to be last in terms of how they're favorited, probably because I don't actually have her transcended yet, because it sorts them by transcended characters, then your favorited level 70s, or whatever it is. But anyway, that's going to be the top 5 awakening characters, at least in my opinion here. So let me know what you think about the list here. Let me know if you want to see any other kind of top 10 lists, or even top 5, I guess, depending on how many characters are in that category. I was kind of thinking of doing a top 10 just like regular tier 2 characters. So characters that do not have an awakening and do not have a tier 3. So just tier 2 characters that you were safe to get to level 70 and invest some resources in. So let me know if that list sounds appealing to you. If not, I might just skip that one because I'm not sure if if that's going to be a very popular idea to do, because I think most people are just looking for what characters they want to get to tier 3 and what characters they want to awaken, not necessarily what characters they want to just invest in as tier 2s. I could be wrong on that, but with Null being introduced, it seems like awakening characters in tier 3s are the way to go. So let me know what your thoughts about that in the comments below, but that's going to be it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed, and of course I will catch you in the next one.